iFISHIGAN is brought to you by Strike King. Additional production assistance is provided by Labatt, Liquid Mayhem, Michigan Department of Natural Resources Fisheries Division, Nitro Boats, Bubba Blade Knives, Fish Monkey Performance Fishing Gloves, Lou's Rods and Reels, Ego Nets, Mission Point Resort, Michigan Wheel, Universal Power Gear, and Green Mountain Grills. Nice big largemouth. First thing in the morning, good to get the chill off with the Rage Craw, Texas rig. Fish feels warm. It's only about 56, 58. First thing in the morning. Tried top water earlier, but could get nothing to come up. Had to go down 7, 8 feet with a Rage Craw. Little largemouth. Like that Ocho. Right on the break and them weeds. Looks like you've been caught before. See that? Just cast out and let it fall. Got 12-pound test fluorocarbon. Gamma. Edge fluorocarbon. It's invisible. Another little largemouth on the shimmy stick. Just swam up and gobbled it up. It's a lot of fun. You can do it all day long, usually on days like today. Whoops. I think I'm going to go back to the Ocho. The Ocho sinks a little faster than the shimmy stick. It's a shimmy stick. You can see the ribs. The Ocho, meaning 8 in Spanish, has 8 sides. I'll show you. That's the Ocho. Has 8 sides. It's not round. It doesn't have ribs. It has 8 sides. Strike King Ocho. It sinks faster. It's a denser plastic. This is a bigger fish. Hiding down in those weeds. Pretty. Right in the top of the mouth. Dead calm. It's the only thing I can get them to bite on. Pretty fish. Female. Slack belly. All spawned out. Her tail's almost all better too. Get her back in there. Took my Ocho. There's another one right on the outside of that cabbage. He's not all that big, but he thinks he is. My fish monkey gloves, hang on to them. That's one thing about the fish monkey gloves, it protects your hands. It's another little female. It's all spawned out. Fully recovered. Right on the break. This might be the bigger fish yet today. I wanted to stick here on the break first thing in the morning till the wind comes up and then go to deeper water. We'll throw that tube. Little largemouth. All in is 15, 16 foot of water. Good fish. Right in the middle of the day. Strike king, coffee tube. Pumpkin pepper. Been hunting around, fishing shallow. I guess they're deep. See if we can do that again. There's another one. I think I'll lock it in with a spot lock. Nice fish. Right down. You ate it. Consecutive casts, 16 foot of water. Liking that tube, looks just like a crawl. 2.5, healthy fish. Well, sometimes you just get lucky. Nice fish. Another nice one, this deep water.
This portion of iFISHIGAN is brought to you by Gamma Fishing Lines.
Nice fish. Another nice one, this deep water. On that tube again. This is a good fish here. Ate it on the fall. He ate it. Nice healthy fish. It's pretty cool in deep water. Might be a bunch of them here. Got the spot lock on to hold me so I can just cast right in the wind. You can see the depth on the helix. There's another one. They're all about the same size. Two, 3 pounds. This one's a little smaller. They're liking this. They're eating it deep. Getting a workout coffee tube. This feels like a better fish. Oh, here in 15 foot of water. He just shook the hook. He was about the same size. That's the stuff they're down there living in. 15, 16 foot of water. Flipping this Strike King jig with a rattle. And the heavy cover in these reeds just started. Little buck bass. Hit it on the fall. Might have to go to structure jig. Head might be just a little bit too rounded. Might need a jig head design to come through the reeds a little bit better. There's one. Just had a friend stop by and told me he's been whacking pretty good on a swim jig with a Menace, Strike King Menace trailer. The Strike King swim jig with a bluegill colored striped king minnows trailer. That's about my third cast. We might be in for a heck of a day. Thank you, Tom. These fish are done spawning. They're set up off the break. The bluegills are spawning. And I think that's what they think that is. And I'm just swimming it.
This portion of iFISHIGAN is brought to you by D&R Sports Center.
Big Rocky. Big Rockies like the swim jig too. They're so fat and delicious up here in these big, deep, clear, clean lakes. Looks like another big Rocky. Come here, Rocky. I can grab him without no fear of those dorsals with the fish monkey gloves. I like them. This one I'm going to throw now. It's a little different. See the eyeballs. Looks like kind of like a bluegill with a menace tail swimming behind it. Check that out. A rainbow. It's not a bow, it's a rainbow line in the sky. No rain. Sunshine. A few clouds. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Pretty cool. Here's a little bit better fish on the swim jig, I think. Decent fish. Couple pounds, maybe 2.5. But they're just swimming up and eating it. Pretty cool. My buddy Tom just stopped by and gave me a tip. Let the wind blow us down the break. There's a little bit better fish. He knocked slack in my line. He hit it so hard. Came out of nowhere. I was feeling tension of the swim jig coming through the water, and all of a sudden there was nothing there. Yeah, he meant business. It's a spawned out female again. They're hanging right on the break, recovering by eating bluegills that are spawning right on the break and just over the top of the break. Waiting for an unsuspecting sunfish for a meal. Nice. It's nice to be able to fish with a braid too. When you get hit, it's like dong, and the hookups are phenomenal. Living for the hook set. Another one. Rocky. Big ol' Rocky. There's a sandwich for you. Non-stop action. The Strike King swim jig. Hit it, started running right at me. He was up on the shallow stuff. Ate it good. Spawned out female.
This portion of iFISHIGAN is brought to you by We See Law.
Hey, we're getting ready to clean some fish here. We've got today 2 different Bubba blades that we're going to be using. The first one is the 12-inch flex, and the second one is this 9-inch stiff blade. We're going to be using these to clean this lake trout to start, and so I'm going to get started right here. First thing we're going to do with this process is we're going to start by taking the skin, or pardon me, taking the flanks and side off this fish. So we're going to start right here. The fish for a right-hander will always be to your left. That way you always get a perfect cut when you flip the fish over. So what we do is we start that cut and we angle our blade slightly on an angle 45 degrees. That way that it'll push down on those rib bones and allow us to float those rib bones and not have those rib bones be part of our fillet. So as we're coming back towards the back of the fish, a little bit of down pressure, this bubba blade does a heck of a job of cutting right through there very nicely. And when I get to the end, I just give it a flip. As you can see, we don't have any rib bones in there. This bubba blade floated right over those babies and left us with this nice fillet. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take and we're gonna get the meat clear of the skin. Now you'll notice that as soon as I flip this over, I kept that clean cut up so that it's not in the slime of the fish where it's laying. So now that we've got it removed from the skin, we're gonna simply lift this fillet up and we're gonna set it right over here into another spot that's clean. That gives us the opportunity to not have any slime on that fish. Slime is what really causes a lot of your fishy flavor, and the less slime you have on your fish, the better it tastes. Now each fillet comes with 3 components. We've got the tail, we've got the loin, and we've got a flank. So what we do is we'll start here, and the pin bone line is right here. As you can see, this white line above the lateral line. At the end of this pin bone, if you run your finger through here, you'll feel where that pin bone line ends. That's where your perfect boneless tail fillet comes from. What we're left with now is we've got this pin bone line and this huge flank. The way we're gonna do this is we're gonna start at this end of the fillet and we're gonna pull the radius of the bubba blade right through along the top of that pin bone line. If you see with my finger going through there, it's separated that and the pin bones are right along this edge. Generally, I'll come through here with the radius gently 3 times. That radius of the blade will follow these bones but not cut them if you use the radius. So as you see, I'm just tickling it with the radius, this time to the table, and that releases the loin. So that loin is now boneless, skinless, and ready to go. So what we're left with is a flank that has all the pin bones in it. And if you look very carefully, you can see they're all right in there, right along the edge. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna simply take the bubba blade, come in on this side, we'll tickle along that edge of those bones 1 time, come through with the finger just to make sure you didn't miss any, and then tickle it through gently down to the table. And when you do that, what you end up with is this very thin strip which contains all your pin bones. So now what we have is we've got a loin, a boneless flank, and a boneless tail section with no slime, and it's ready for your family. That 9-inch bubba blade did a heck of a job on that, and I really like the way that these go through the fish. They're really sharp, and from an ergonomics perspective, you don't lose a grip on this handle at all. This is the finest handle that I've ever seen on a fillet knife.
Anytime you're focusing on the break for fishing, anything, it's a great thing when the sun's high, but the water clarity, at least a little bit clear, you can tell where the break is just by the shade of the green. If you have a good pair of sunglasses, a good pair of polarized sunglasses. These are the Strike King SK11s, and they're awesome. They're fantastic polarized glasses. And I can see the break, I can see detail in all the weeds down there, everything, pockets, anything, rock. I can see everything. I had to pull out the spinnerbait. This overcast and chop on the water just looked too good. It's Strike King burner. Well, we caught a bunch of fish today. Look at there. He's blind in one eye. He saw well enough to eat that burner though. We caught fish on almost everything that Strike King makes. We didn't fish crankbaits. We caught fish on craws, on the ocho, on the swim jig. Heck, I don't remember all the baits we caught fish on. But we ended it with a Strike King burner, one of my favorite hunting baits. Cover water, especially in overcast, with chop. It's an amazing place, Michigan. If you ever get a chance to come here to fish, you got to do it. Concentrate in the north. I'm Danny Leonard. Thanks for watching. iFISHIGAN.
iFISHIGAN is brought to you by Strike King. Additional production assistance is provided by Labatt, Liquid Mayhem, Michigan Department of Natural Resources Fisheries Division, Nitro Boats, Bubba Blade Knives, Fish Monkey Performance Fishing Gloves, Lou's Rods and Reels, Ego Nets, Mission Point Resort, Michigan Wheel, Universal Power Group, and Green Mountain Grills.
I was feeling tension of the swim jig coming through the water, and then all of a sudden there was nothing there. It's this spawned out female again. They're hanging right on the break, recovering by eating bluegills that are spawning right on the break and just over the top of the break.